Hello everyone. So today we'll be doing quadrilaterals. So for the first question, if the length of rectangle is 4 times its width and if its area is 144, so we have a rectangle over here. Let's suppose this is your width and the length is 4 times the width and the perimeter and the area is 144. For 4w square equals to 144. So w square is so it's 36. So 144 divided by 4 is 36. So W is 6. So 2 2s are 2 72s are 2 1s are 72 divided by 2 is 36. So we know that W is 6. So the rectangle again would be 6, 6. This side would be 24. This side would be 24. So 24 plus 24 is 48. 48 plus 12 is 60. So what's your perimeter? Perimeter is the sum of all sides. Question 2 now refers to the diagram below in which the diagonals of a square. So this is a square. So the property of a square is that each sides are equal. And also there's a 90-degree over here. So each corner we have a 90-degree. Now, so diagram below in which the diagonals of a square ABC intersect E. So E is the midpoint. So the diagonal are intersecting over here. So it's a midpoint. So what is the area of DEC? So this is your D, E, and C. So it's your triangle. So half into base into height. So half into base is 2. And if this is your midpoint, so if this length is 2, this length would be 1. So if you cancel this out, you're going to get 1. So B is the right answer. And you can also do it this way as well, that the total area of the square would be 4, that is 2 into 2, and each triangle would be equal in size. So divided by 4 is equal to 1 as well. Now what is the perimeter of DEC? So D, E, and C. So we know that this side is 2. So we need to find out this side. Now if this is 2 and this is 2, this side, the diagonal would be how much? So 2 square plus 2 square equals to h square. So this is your right triangle over here. It's your hypotenuse. So through Pythagoras theorem, we can say that h square equals to 4 plus 4, that is h square equals to 8, or h equals to under root 8. We can write under root 8 as under root 4 into 2. And if this 4 goes out, it will become under root 4, that is 2 into under root 2. So we can write this as under root 4 multiplied by under root 2. So under root 4 is 2 under root 2. So this diagonal is 2 under root 2. Now this side is half of the diagonal. So h equals to 2 under root 2. So this side would be under root 2 because divide by 2, 2 cancel. And this side will also be under root 2. So the perimeter would be 2 plus under root 2 plus under root 2. That is 2 plus 2 under root 2. So we can write this as 2 plus 2 under root 2. Now why we can write under root 2 plus under root 2 as 2 under root 2? Let's suppose x equals to under root 2. So x plus x equals to 2x. And what's your x? Under root 2. So 2 under root 2. So option D is correct. Now, if the angles of 5-sided polygon are in the ratio of 2, 3 is to 3 is to 3, 2 is to 3 is to 3 is to 5 is to 5, what is the measure of smallest angle? So if the angles of 5-sided polygon, now the property of the polygon is that the sum of all sides, the sum of all angles equals to n minus 2 into 180. So that's the property. So the sum of all sides of a 5-sided polygon would be 5 minus 2 into 180. That is 3 into 180. Now, the ratios are given in this format: 2 is to 3 is to 3 is to 5 is to 5. So the total number, so 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus, plus 5 plus 5, 10 plus 6 plus 18. So the total angles are divided into this 18 parts. And the smallest angle is 2. So 2 over 18 multiplied by sum of all angles, 3 into 180. So 18 tens are 10 into 3 is 30, 30 into 2 is 60. So option C is correct. So we just need to find out the weightage. So 2 over 18 is the weightage multiplied by the total number of angles. Now, if in the figure below the area of rectangle ABCD is 100, what is the area of rectangle EFGH? So we can write this. So this area would be x plus 1 into x plus 4. If you open this up, this would be x squared plus x plus 4x plus 4. That is x squared plus 5x plus 4. Now we know that this equals to 100. Now if you open this, we need to find out, if we find out the area of this rectangle, this would be x plus 3 into x plus 2, or x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6, or x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now we can write 6 as 4 plus 2. Now we know that this expression x squared plus 5x plus 4, this equals to 100. Now the area of this rectangle would be 100 plus 2, that is 102, which is option C. Now question 6 to 7 refer to a rectangle in which the length of each diagonal is 12. This is your rectangle and the diagonal length is 12. And one of the angle formed by the diagonal and a side measure 30. So this is your 30 degrees. Now what will be the side of this opposite side, and what will be the adjacent side? So what is the area of rectangle? So obviously we need to find out length and breadth, or opposite or adjacent. We need to find out these two lengths. So how can we find out these two lengths? So this is your right angle triangle. So if I make it properly, so this is your 12. This is your right angle triangle, and this is 30 degrees. So sine 30 equals to opposite upon adjacent upon hypotenuse, that is your 12. And if you recall this diagram, this is, if this is your 60, if this is your 30, and this will be your 2. If this is 1, this would be under root 3. So sine 30 is opposite upon adjacent, that is 1 over 2 multiplied by 12 equals to opposite. So this 12 will go over there. Sine 30 equals to 1 over 2. So this side would be 6. Now adjacent. Now we want to find out the adjacent side. So this would be cos 30 equals to adjacent upon hypotenuse, that is 12. So cos 30 would be under root 3 adjacent upon hypotenuse. So under root 3 over 2 multiplied by 12 equals to adjacent. So that's your 6 under root 3. So this is your 6 and this is 6 under root 3. What will be your area? 6 into 6 under root 3, that is 36 under root 3, or option D. Now what is the perimeter of the rectangle? The same thing. So we know that this is 6 under root 3, 6 under root 3, and this is your 6. So this will be 12 plus 12 under root 3. Why 12 under root 3? So 6 plus 6 under root 3 plus 6 under root 3. So we can write x as 6 under root 3. So 6 plus x, or 12 plus 2x. Now what's your x? 6 under root 3. So 2 into 6 under root 3 is 12 under root 3. So again, it is 12 plus 12 under root 3, or option C. Now how many sides does a polygon have if the measure of each interior angles is 8 times the measure of each exterior angles? Now exterior angles, the total exterior angles equals to n minus 2 into 180. Now each exterior angle, if they are equal, if each angles are equal, would be divided by n. This is not, this is interior angles, sorry. This is interior angles. So again, if I do this, so this total sum of the total sum of interior angles equals to n minus 2 into 180. So if each interior angle is equal, then we just divide it by 2. And exterior angles, the sum of all exterior angles always equals to 360. The sum of exterior angles always equals to 360. Now, I'm just going to give you a small little example. This is your triangle, let's suppose. It's an equilateral triangle. So how many, it can be also called a polygon. So 3 minus 2 into 180. So all interior angles equals to 180. And we all know 60 plus 60 plus 60 is 180. Now exterior angle. So this angle would be 180 minus 60, that is 120. This angle would be 180 minus 60 is again 120. And this angle would be again 120. So 120 plus 120 plus 120 is also 360. The sum of all exterior angles is always equals to 360, no matter what, no matter how many sides there are. But if each side is equal, then this would be divided by n. Now, how many sides does the polygon have if the measure of each interior angle is 8 times? So this is 8 times the exterior angle. So n minus 2 into 180 divided by n equals to, now this is exterior angle, this interior angle is 8 times. So 8 times that of 360 over n. So this is 8 times that of this number. N and n cancels out. 180 into 1s are 180 into 2s are. N minus 2 equals to 8 2s are 16. N equals to 18. So the correct option is E. Question 9. The length of a rectangle is 5 more than the sum of a square. So, and the width of the rectangle is 5 less than the side of a square. If the area of a square is 45, so let's suppose this is your square and the area equals to 45. So x square equals to 45. Now we can say x equals to under root 45. So x equals to under root 45. But let's see what the question asks us. So the length of a rectangle is 5. So we can say that the length of the rectangle would be x plus 5. And the width of the rectangle is 5 less than the side of the square. So this can be x minus 5. And if the area of the square is 45, what is the area of this rectangle? So the area of this rectangle would be x minus 5 into x plus 5. That is x squared minus 25. Now x squared we know is 45. X squared is 45. So the area of the rectangle would be 45 minus 25. That is equals to 20. So option A is correct. Now, what is the perimeter of quadrilateral MNOP? So question 10 to 11 refer to the following figure in which MNOP are midpoints. So these are the midpoints of the sides of rectangle A, B, C, D. Now, what is the perimeter of quadrilateral MNOP? So MNOP. So we need to find out these sides. So if this is 8 and 6, then h square equals to 8 square plus 6 square, or 64 plus 36, that is equals to 100. So h square equals to 100, which will make h equals to 10. So I know that each side equals to 10. But please be vigilant. Even though it seems that this might be a square, but again, we don't know what are these angles. Yes, one of the property of a square is that all sides are equal. But the other property is that there should be 90 degrees in each corner. So we don't know what angles there are. So we can't just come up with the area and say that the area of this side of this figure is 10 into 10, that is 100. We can't do that because we don't know that this is a square or not, even though that all sides are equal. But nevertheless, what is the perimeter of quadrilateral? So the perimeter, we know that this side is 10. This will also be 8 and this will be 6 because MNOP, these points are in the middle. So these are the midpoints. So the perimeter would be 40. Now we need to find out the area of quadrilateral. So again, we know that these sides are 10. We can't just, so this would be a mistake. If I assume this to be a square, so 10 into 10 is 100. So we can't do that. So what we'll be doing is that if this side is 6, then this is also 6. If this is 8, this is also 8. So the total length would be 16 and the total height would be 12. So the total area of this rectangle would be 16 into 12. That is equals to 16 into 12 are 192. So this is your 192. So 8 into 12. 2 into 8 is 16. 8 into 12 is 96. 96 into 2 is 90 into 90 is 180. And 6 12s are 6 2s are 12. So 180 plus 12 is 192. Now what will be the area of this triangle? So this triangle would be half into 6 into 8, or half into base into height. That is 24. So we have 24. We have 4 triangles, each having an area of 24. So 24 into 4 equals to 96. So 192 minus 96 equals to 96. So if the total area is 192 and we subtract all of these triangles, we get the area of this MNOP, quadrilateral. So it would be 96. So the correct answer is 96. Now in each of the following, in the figure above, what is the sum of the measure of all the marked angles? So all the marked angles, so this angle, this angle, this angle, these are exterior angles. And I've just said that the sum of all exterior angles equals to 360. So this is an exterior angle, this is an exterior angle, this one is an exterior angle, this one is an exterior angle, and this one is an exterior angle as well. But they're double. So if this is an exterior angle, then this is also an exterior. If this is x, then this will also be x. So we need to find out the sum of measure of all the marked angles. So x, this is also x. So 360 is coming actually twice. 360 is actually coming twice, because if we look at this angle, so this angle, this is an exterior 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 angle, and this is also an exterior angle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 E equals to 360. But there's also, this is an E, this is an E. So these are also the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, so 360 plus 360 equals to 720. So again, you need to understand that they are in an exterior, the sum of all exterior angles equals to 360. But over here we have double. So the same angle is coming twice. So 360 into 2 is 720. In quadrilateral WXY, Z, the measure of angle Z. So this is WXYZ. So the measure of angle Z is 10 more, equals to 10 more than the twice the average of the measure of the other 3 angles. So W plus X plus Y divided by 3. So W plus X plus Y divided by 3 into 2. So twice the average of the measure of other 3 angles plus 10, that will equal to Z. Now we know that in a quadrilateral, the sum of all, so over here there are 4 sides in a quadrilateral, and 4 minus 2 into 180. So sum of all angles, the sum of all angles equals to 360. So W plus X plus Y plus Z equals to 360. Z equals to 360 minus W minus X minus Y. So we can write, or we can say that W plus X plus Y equals to 360 minus Z. So instead of WX plus Y, W plus X plus Y, I can say 360 minus Z. So Z equals to 10 plus 720 minus 2Z whole over 3. We can write this. And we can also say Z equals to 30 plus 720 minus 2Z whole over 3, and 3z equals to 30 plus 720 minus 2z. So 2z goes over there. This will become 5z equals to 720 plus 30 is 750. So 750 divided by 5 equals to 150. So z equals to 150. So option E is correct. Now, what is the perimeter of the shaded region? And question 14 to 15 refers to the following figure in which M and N are the midpoints. So M and N are the midpoints of the two of the sides of a square, A, B, C, D. So it's a square, so this side is 2, then this side is also 2. Okay, so what is the perimeter of the shaded region? So this is your shaded region. So we need to find out this length. So this length, the whole A to B is 2, this length would be 1. Whole A to D is 2, then this length would be 1 as well. If this is 1 and this is 1, then it's a right triangle. So MN would be what? H square equals to 1 square plus 1 square. H square equals to 2. H equals to under root 2. So this is under root 2. Now this length again, it's a hypotenuse. So H square equals to, now the sides are 2. So 2 square plus 2 square. H square equals to 8. H equals to under root 8. Or we can say H equals to 4 into under root 2. This 4 goes out, this becomes 2. So 2 under root 2. This is 2 under root 2. Now, one side is under root 2. The other side is 2 under root 2. And we have 2 1s. So we can say 2 plus 3 under root 2. So we have 1 under root 2, 2 under root 2. 2 plus 1 is 3 under root 2. So the correct answer is 2 plus 3 under root 2. Or we can say x equals to under root 2. So we have x plus 2x plus 2. So we have 3x plus 2. And what is your x? Under root 2. So we can write 3 under root 2 plus 2 or 2 plus 3 under root 2. So option B is correct. Now what is the area of the shaded region? So what is the area of the total square? Area of the total square would be 4. What would be the area of this triangle? So half into base is 1, height is also 1, so this is 0.5. And what will be the area of this triangle? So this is half into 2 into 2, that is also 2. This is 2, this is 0.5. So 4 minus 0.5 minus 2 is what? 1.5. So the correct option is A. Now we need to find out which quantity is greater. ABCD is a rectangle. And the area of triangle AED. So AED. So AED area would be half into base. So let's suppose the base is AD. Multiply by height. So E is in the midpoint. So the height would be the midpoint of D and C. Or we can say DC divided by 2. So this length would be half of DC. So the area of AED is half into 1 upon 4 into AD into DC. Now the area of EDC. So area of ED and C would be half into base. Now the base is DC into height. So this is your height. So the height would be the midpoint of AD. So height would be the midpoint or half of AD. So AD over 2. So we can write 1 upon 4 into DC into AD. That is equal to this. Half into AD into DC is half into AD into DC. So both quantities are equal. Hence option C is correct. Now which quantity is greater? Diagonal XY or diagonal XZ? Diagonal XZ is definitely greater because the opposite angle is greater. So whenever we have this situation, if this is an angle 30, let's make it better. So 1 second. So if this is a scenario, this is, let's suppose 110, and we have this scenario. Let's suppose this is 30. Now this is A and this is B. Definitely B would be greater than A. Why? Because this opposite angle is more than 30. So we have 80 and we have 100. So the length that is opposite to 100 would be greater. So XZ would be greater. Hence option B is correct. Now the perimeter of 30, 60, 90. So we have this triangle that is 90. This is 60. And let's suppose this is 30. Whose shorter leg is 2x. So the shorter leg would be this one because it is opposite to, so the lowest, so the smallest angle is 30. So the length that is opposite to 30 will be the shortest one. If this is 2x, then sine 30 equals to opposite upon adjacent or opposite upon hypotenuse. So this is your hypotenuse. This side is hypotenuse. So sine 30 is, as we know, sine 30 is, if this is 1, this is 2, and this is under root 3. So sine 30 is 1 over 2. You need to memorize this. So 1 over 2 equals to opposite is 2x, hypotenuse. So hypotenuse equals to 4x. So this is your 4x. What will be this side? This side would be, now h square equals to a square plus b square, Pythagoras theorem. So this would be 16x square equals to 4x square plus b square. So b square equals to 12x square. So 16x square minus 4x square is 12x square. So b equals to 2 under root 3x. So we can write 12 or under root 12 as under root 4 into 3. 4 goes out, it becomes 2. So this is 2 under root 3x. So the perimeter of the right angle triangle would be 4x plus 2x plus 2 under root 3x, or 6x plus 2 under root 3x. Now the perimeter of an octagon, each of whom side is 6. So octagon has 8 sides. So the perimeter would be 8x. Now we know that under root 3 is a number that is more than 1. Under root 3 is a number that is more than 1. So 6x plus 2x into under root 3. So if under root 3 is 1, let's suppose if under root 3 is 1, which is not. So 6x plus 2x is 8x. So we know that under root 3 is not equal to 1. It is something more than 1. So 6x plus 2x multiplied by something which is more than 1 will going to give you a number that is more than 2. So definitely this whole expression is greater than 8x. So quantity A is more than quantity B. Hence option A is correct. Question 19. The perimeter of rectangle whose area is 50 . The perimeter of rectangle the perimeter of rectangle the perimeter of rectangle whose area is 50. Now we need to know one fact. One fact is, for a given perimeter, the rectangle with the largest area is a square. For a given perimeter, the rectangle which is with the largest area is a square, and for a given area, the rectangle with the smallest perimeter is a square. Now what do you mean by this? Now the perimeter of a rectangle whose area is 50. Now we can have as big as a perimeter. For example, we can have one side as 50, the other side as 1. So the area is 50 and the perimeter would be 50, 50 and 1. So the perimeter would be 102. We can also have a situation where we have 100 this and this side is 0.5. So the area is 100 into 0.5 is 50, but the perimeter would be 100 plus 100 plus 0.5 plus 0.5, that is 201. So we can have as big as a perimeter. The smallest perimeter over here. So the perimeter can be 102, it can be 201. What will be the smallest perimeter? So the smallest perimeter will be that of a square. So if you have a square over here, if this is x, so x square would be 50 and x would be under root 50. X would be equal to under root 50. We know that under root 50 is something that is more than 7, because under root 49 is equal to 7. So under root 50 would be something which is more than 7. So x that is more than 7, x that is more than 7. So the perimeter would be something that is more than 28 plus, because under root 50 is something more than 7, because under root 49 is 7. So if we have a square 7, 7, 7, 7, and if all sides each side is 7, then the perimeter would be 28. But we know that in this particular case, the smallest perimeter will be that of a square, and each length is something more than 7. So the perimeter would be more than 28. If the smallest perimeter is more than 28, then quantity A is more than quantity B. Option A is hence correct. Now, if the parallelogram PQRS, TR bisect QRS. So QRS, TR bisect. If this is B, then this will be B as well. Because it is bisecting, it is piercing this angle into two parts, equal two parts. If this is B, this will also be B. And there's a property of parallelograms that the opposite sides are always equal. So A will be equal to 2B. Hence option C is correct. Now again, you need to do a lot of practice so that you get a perfect score. Thank you very much.